some of the poems are inspired by your grandfather. Can you tell us about him and what the connection is? And
Shall I
then read
first
us those two poems.
shall I first share a picture
Yeah,
of my
share the picture. Yeah.
okay. That's my grandfather, Daniel. The pond. By the pond in all was falling daylight, misted, moon-smitten blue. All the animals came and went, and all the ghosts, glancing through curves, through bent branches of night-heavy alder, things that were neither. Everything went to that watering place. There were false alarms, many of them, a flock of birds on the in-breath, a lost decade on the out. Dipping down to sip, the last end of summer swallow just skimming the surface of a stillborn dawn. Then at last a song thrush sang, "It's day, it's day." And because this time I sang along, it was day. And this is called Dream Thrush, which is from the point of view of the thrush, which I'll explain later. Dream Thrush. Back then there were only wild words, mostly wordless, free of meaning. Grounded air, a ripple singing through to. An omen thrush, a new dawn thrush, winter's tail breast, yarn of flank, a story thrush, an idea of feathers, more of them with each telling. Till I was a full thrush. A song thrush now, bird shape of the furthest branches, spoke them once, sang them twice, these words I gave his grandson to sing. So my grandfather was gassed in the First World War, and he was housebound for much of his life. And he had like me, he had a love of birds, and I got my love of birds partly from him. So this was a parallel that is just so blindingly obvious that it was amazing to me that I only made that connection once I started writing poems. So he told me when I was a boy about a dream that he'd had. He had been in a period of depression because he hadn't been able to find work. He'd had so he told me about this dream that he'd had one night about a song thrush that sang, and it sang, "It's day, it's day," as in the poem "The Pond." And in the morning he woke and he took this as a good omen, and indeed it was, because shortly after he found work. So I love the fact that he had this dream as quite a young man 90 years ago. And what is a dream? A dream is just some ephemeral firing of neurons, and mostly we forget them, but he happened to remember this one, and he happened to tell me this about this dream when I was a boy. And I love the fact that it's now 2024 and I'm telling you about this dream, and it's almost as if this this ephemeral thrush dream thing has been transmitted through the decades, and in me telling it to you, it becomes real, it becomes feathered, as I described in the second poem, which was from the point of view of the thrush.